ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये दूर्भिर्युक्ता चतुर्भिस्फटिकमणिमयीम् अक्षमालां ददाना हस्तेनैकेन पद्मं सितमपि च शुकं पुस्तकं चापरेण भासा कुन्देन्दुशङ्क स्फटिकमणिनिभा भासमाना समाना सा मे वाग्देवतेयं निवसतु वदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकेर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिं यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषं गोष्पदीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम् वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्टपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलम् नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यो नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः. Okay. So last time, if you remember, we had stopped. Where had we stopped last time? Anyone remembers? Ahalya Shapamoksha. Uttamam. One second. How to share the screen? One second. Hold on. Okay, so we will continue from there. So can anyone guess what will be the next topic now? After Ahalya Shapamoksha, what is the next incident that takes place in the Ramayana? No one knows? Sita Swayam. What you said?
Meeting Janaka.
Meeting Janaka, correct. So before Sita Sayamvara, basically you have meeting Janaka. Correct. You are meeting Janaka. Okay. So as you can see, this is meeting of Janaka. That is the next sarga, sarga 50. So here today we reach the 50th sarga, that is half. Palakanda gets over after a sorry. After a few more sargas, Balakanda gets over, but at least the 50th sarga we have reached. So here finally Rama arrives in the court of Janaka. So till 49, sorry, 49th sarga, if you see, that is Ahalya Shapamoksha. So at that time wherein Ahalya is freed from her curse, Indra also gets back all his powers that were there, because he also had got a curse because he came in the form of Gautama. So everyone is freed from their respective curses, and now finally after everything is being done, Rama proceeds to Mithila. So now here Janaka says that I'll take you to Mithila. We'll meet Janaka, then we'll meet Shatananda, and so on. So basically Vishwamitra, though he knew that Sita Swayamvara was about to take place, he just wanted Rama and Lakshmana to meet Janaka first of all. So here first now Janaka questions, Imau kumarau badram te devatulya parakramau gajasimha gati bhirau shardula vrishabhopamau. So they were just two young boys, about, you can consider about 11 or 12 years of age. So Janaka immediately questions, who are they? both of them imau kumarau. Now those who know a little bit of Sanskrit, you will know that imau kumarau, both of this is dvivachanam, double, dual. So he questions first, who are these? Devatulya parakrama, their strength or their parakrama is equal to even the gods. Gajasimha gati virau, their gait or the way they walk or their personality is like of a lion or an elephant. Now this gait, that is their simha gati. Looking at human beings also, sometimes whenever we look at a person, just by looking at, we have something called body language, right? That is this simhagati or gajasimhagati. So you see that today only we feel that today soft skills, anyone who goes for an interview or some preparation, you will see such words you would have heard nowadays, soft skills, or you have some body language. So more than people speaking, people are, it is interested in all such things, right? Develop your soft skills, develop your interpersonal skills, develop your body language. Looking at that body language, people assume, and so on. So it is not that though we get to hear these terms, everything is mentioned today. In those times, right from the Ramayana times, people had a lot of focus on that. That is the reason here Janaka asked, and all this I have not made a story of my own. In the commentaries, it is written how, looking at Rama's personality, how Janaka got attracted towards him, the way he presented himself. If someone comes sleeping, or now if, say for example, even if I talk to you, maybe I'm sleeping or my voice is not audible, or maybe I'm talking something which is not at all related. Topic is Ramayana, I end up speaking something else, or just randomly we are chit chatting. Maybe one day, one class, you feel okay, it is okay. Everyone is talking about themselves or what they like and so on. That is fine. But in all the classes, if this is happening, you'll not like, right? One simple thing, you will not come from the next class. Or maybe someone will say, you'll come and tell me, no, why you're doing this, we are not expecting this, and so on, right? So, how a person behaves or how a person should be, that we get to learn from Rama and Lakshmana. So, why I am highlighting this point and why this has to be made a note here. Gajasimha Gati, this is just one reference. Like this in the Ramayana, you find in many places wherein both the brothers, Rama and Lakshmana, are described. So that shows that how one must present. It's not that only you should have good qualities. Rama was not born only to kill Ravana. Like yesterday in some class also we were discussing. The Lords incarnate not only to kill enemies or kill Rakshasas, kill demons. Vinashaya cha dushkritam is secondary. First is paritranaya sadhuna, taking care of people, and dharma samsthapanarthaya, to establish dharma and to show a way of life. So here through the personality of Rama, there are a lot of things which we get to learn even from the physique of Rama. Not only his qualities, even from the way he presented himself. When he went in front of Janaka, now so many kings had come. Ravana himself, it said that he had come for the Swayamvara. But looking at only these two boys, that true, they were not at all kings, they were just princes of about 11 or 12 years old. Looking at them, immediately Janaka asks, who are they? Gajasimha Gati Veerau Shardula Vrishabhopamau. Shardula, tiger. Some references, Shardula is used for lion also. Vrishabha, bull. So look, so bull, tiger, elephant, lion, these are all, you can say, wild, great animals or big animals. So just their personality looks so good. So what is the secret of this, or who are they, and so on? Immediately Janaka questions. So through this, what we get to learn is, whenever you develop your, that doesn't mean that we have to go and build up our body also. But the personality should be so strong that looking at you, four people should feel like they should come and speak to us, right? Otherwise, it happens the same with us also, right? Whenever there is some person who's there, only if the person is talking something interesting, or only if the person is good, or you can say, you look at some people, you immediately feel like we like to spend time with them. Looking at some people, it is so boring, it's better this person doesn't come, right? Or a very simple example I give you, whenever we go to school, a few lectures, few teachers, we like their way of teaching. But when a few lectures come, we feel it's better this teacher doesn't come, it's better she is absent, right? We feel, because each one, now it's no one to blame here, but the way the topic is the same, the subject is the same, but if two different people teach the same topic, still you can make the difference, right? That is the reason it is said that whenever we tell someone something, especially be it teaching or conveying something, the teacher or the person who does that is very, very important. Only if that is done, the interest is rightly developed. Otherwise, it is very, very, you can say, nobody will be interested. So here also the same thing is there, even in case of when a person comes in front. So Rama and Lakshmana, that too at the young, very young age of about 11 and 12, when normal human beings like you and me, we cannot even Forget about personality and anything. If even if we walk nicely, that is more than enough. You see 10 or 11-year children, how we behave. We have to sit like this, stand like this. We don't know to walk properly. And then the mother has to come and tell 10, 100 times, you sit like this, stand like this, and so on. Right? So at that time, it doesn't make any difference. We just while away time here and there. But here, they were very, very mature. Their personality was very good. The Janaka, he got attracted immediately. So this was like a sign that Rama only is going to become my future son-in-law. But still, now here Janaka's quality also you have to know. Now if he felt so, if he liked someone, immediately he could have gone and told Sita that this person I like, you go and meet him. Sita also, obviously, she wanted only Rama as her husband. They could have done it there only, right? But no, Janaka did not break the rules at all. For a minute or so, he got attracted towards Rama and Lakshmana and felt that this is a right match for Sita. He was a king; he can take any decision, but he did not do that. He stuck to his promise because he had made a pledge earlier that whoever breaks this Shivadhanusham, that is there, the Shiva's bow that has been given to my family, only that person will marry Sita. So here again, a learning from Janaka's life was, even though you like, now sometimes we also do this, right? You like something also, we change the rules immediately. We change our mind. That should never be done. So here, Janaka was a live example of that. Even though the Lord himself came there, Lord Vishnu in the form of Rama came there, he liked the person also, even Sita had a liking towards him. Still, Janaka did not break rules. Rama also had to go through the Swayamvara only. So again, a life learning for us. Nothing can be achieved through easy means. The Lord also has to follow rules. We are no one to question them. So all why I'm telling you all this in detail is, looking at one verse or looking at a particular incident, it's not that we should know only the story and move about. Ramayana is not at all like that. 24,000 verses have been told. Through each verse, through every character. Here a new character has come in, Janaka. Through him, or through the way he speaks, through the way he conducts, we get to know a lot of things. And most of these things, if we follow to some extent, they are very much applicable and useful in our own lives till date. Like I told you, the personality of Rama, or the way Janaka abided by rules. Rule is rule. Be it even let the Lord himself come, it will be there. Or even Rama also here, if you see, he does not have any arrogance at all. I am God, I am Vishnu only, I am the prince of Dasharatha, I have slain so many Rakshasas. If it was someone like you and me, we'll immediately go and tell, right? No, I have slain, just now I have slain 4-5 Rakshasas, Tataka, Subahu, all the Rakshasas who came and disturbed the sacrifice. I have just slain that. I have achieved a higher position. I am the great prince of Ayodhya. Dasharatha is my father. His Ratha has gone in 10 directions and so on. People like us, we'll not have so much, first of all. We'll have just one or two something small things we'll do. And if someone comes to test us, like in the case of Rama, it was a testing period, right? So Swayamvara is a testing wherein you have to break the bow. Rama did not even raise a question once saying that why should I test? Why should I do something like this? You don't know my greatness? He never spoke that. He had to stay by rules. So again, it's a teaching that however you are great or whatever you do in life, that doesn't matter at all. When there is something rule has to be followed for everyone. There is no supremacy at all. If this teaching is followed by everyone in our country, you will see that there are many things, there can be many problems and issues that can be avoided. Very good example for this is our own country's politics, right? Let's not go deep into that. But then the point why I'm telling you this is how everything that is happening in the Ramayana also is quite related to what we see today around, right? Just know some favoritism comes in, or some supremacy comes in, some politics comes in, some corruption comes in. Why it comes? Because people are not ready to show, people are not ready to accept what they don't have, and they are not ready to put in efforts. They don't want to put in efforts, they don't want to put in hard work like Rama did here. Rama said, even though I'm the Lord himself or I'm a great warrior and so on, still if the rule is the same, and that too in the Swayamvara, Rama comes towards the end when Vishwamitra tells him to go. It seems that at that time Lakshmana, in his mind, Lakshmana could not say anything, but still Lakshmana in his mind continuously used to have this thought that why my brother is not going, I know he will break, I know he will break. And in some references it seems that Lakshmana immediately loses his temper, and towards the end when none of the kings were breaking the bow, Janaka gets frustrated and he makes a conclusion that there is no one on this earth who can do this. There is no king who can do this. Because why he had kept this condition was because Sita in her childhood, she had once moved this Shivadhanusha. So she was so capable that she could lift the Shivadhanusha, she was playing with it and so on. So therefore Janaka wanted someone equal to this. Otherwise, if a person cannot lift the Shivadhanusha that his daughter had done, then it's of no use, right? The person will not be equal. So that is the reason he had kept this condition. So later when Vishwamitra makes a statement that no, there is no one in this world who can achieve this, everyone is useless and so on. He gets angry, he's frustrated because he could not find a groom for his daughter. At that time Lakshmana gets very angry and he starts shouting and he tells that you've forgotten that still Rama is sitting here. Even at that time also Rama does not get up and say that I am here, I can break the bow. He does not do that. Even after Lakshmana makes a statement, he tells Lakshmana, you please come and sit back. Lakshmana as usually obeys his brother. Even then Rama does not get up. Now if someone like us will get frustrated, first of all we'll get up and break the bow, or we might go outside, right? What nonsense is this? Everyone is speaking ill about me, or someone is trying to test me. Nothing. Rama did not react at all. Finally Vishwamitra tells Rama, you please go and you try. He also tells you go and try. He does not tell that you have to break it also. He says you go and try. If you can break it. At that time, slowly Rama raises from his seat and tries to put in efforts, and finally he breaks the bows. That is the further story. So, through this entire incident, the point which is highlighted is the character of Rama. Now you know why Rama is worshipped in our country. Not because he is God, or not because he is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. All that religious aspect is on one side. As a human being, Rama Avatara is Naravatara. As a human being, what qualities he had. That is the reason why even till date we worship Rama. He is God, he is Lord Vishnu, that all is there. No, there's no doubt on that. But then the main reason is because of the qualities that he has. Even if one or two qualities we learn from Rama, our lives will be more happy than what it is now. But then sadly it becomes very difficult to follow such qualities, right? Whatever anyone says to maintain our cool and so on, it doesn't happen. Or when someone comes to test us, it's not a testing as such. Now Swayamvara was not testing, but still when Janaka says that there is no one in this kingdom who can break the bow and so on, it becomes like an insult for us and we immediately go out from there. Or still Rama had to give the chance in order to marry Sita. He knew that he is going to marry Sita because Sita is also an incarnation of goddess. But still he doesn't say that I am God, she is goddess, anyway we are only going to get married, I'll not break the bow. He does not do that. He goes through the rules, right? So like this there are many phases of Rama's character that are there. So more than God or more than an incarnation of Vishnu and so on, very simple logic is the qualities that Rama had. So this makes Rama, you can say more than a god, we can consider as an ideal for human beings. Okay, so this was little just to highlight the qualities of Rama as told by Janaka. Okay, did everyone understand till here? Yes.
Yes. Yes, it was in 19 or 17.
Sorry?
It was in 17th sloka or 19th sloka?
No, 17th shloka. No, 17 we just started with 17. I was just highlighting on the character of Rama. That's it. Okay. So in this just Janaka just questions. Rama just asks Vishwamitra, who are these two great boys having a good personality, like a elephant, lion, Shardula Vrishabha, tiger or a bull. So that way I just highlighted on Rama's character.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, further. यदृच्छयैव गां प्राप्तौ देवलोकादिवामरौ कथं पद्भ्यामिह प्राप्तौ किमर्थं कस्य वा मुने. Janaka still continues. He tells that they look like gods. Whose sons are they? How have they come here on foot? Again this shows the humility. Rama, he was born to Dasharatha after so many years. He lives in a big kingdom, Ayodhya. Dasharatha's chariot used to go in all 10 directions. If he wanted, he could have sent a chariot along. Vishwamitra tells no. Even though they are princes, they will walk on foot only. And they went through all the forests. They have reached Mithila. Now you see, Ayodhya is in today's Uttar Pradesh. Mithila is in today's Nepal. That's outside India. All this distance they have walked and moved about. There again, I am a prince, I need a good royal treatment. Never it came there. That's the reason why here Janaka highlights Katam Padbhyam iha prapto. Padbhyam, through foot, why have they come here? And what is their purpose? And so on. So, and Vishwamitra also, why he purposely takes Rama and Lakshmana along, one is to kill the Rakshasas. He does not accept any royal treatment because he tells that children at that age, Rama and Lakshmana, at this age, I'm going to teach them something which will help them in future. How it helped them in future? When they went to the forest later. 14 years, they are not going to have any chariot, no royal treatment, nothing. They have to move about on foot only. So, again, a life lesson for all of us. Something which happens today, or today, if you are putting in efforts for something, surely and surely it will benefit. That is the reason, whenever now all of you, here are parents or your grandparents, whatever, we must always not make things very, very easy for our children. If you do that, later the child only suffers. Or even we also as kids, you will have a few things which your parents maybe did, and at that time we got very angry on them, saying that why you did that, you're able to give me this, still you're not giving, you're telling me to put in a lot of efforts also. Later in life you realize, right, that oh, such things were done, it's for my own good. You see those children or those people from a young age, if they are not used to things, later when some problem comes in, they will never be able to face that. That's the reason here, even though Rama and Lakshmana, they were great princes of a very great king whose chariot itself used to go in 10 directions, Dasharatha. But still, he did not provide even one chariot. Or rather, Vishwamitra said, I don't want anything, I just want Rama and Lakshmana. That's the reason when Dasharatha tells that I'll give you my entire army and I myself will come to fight, but don't take my children. Vishwamitra says that's not needed. Reason number one, only Rama is capable of killing these Rakshasas, Rama and Lakshmana. Secondly, they should know what is an hardship because in future it is going to benefit them only. After about 10 years of marriage, roughly around the age of 22 or 23, Rama has to go to the forest. So at that time, the hardships that he puts in, all the different arms, weapons, and knowledge that he gets from that, that only is going to benefit him in future. Therefore, now I have to take him along. Don't stop him. So Katam Padbhyam iha praptau, this highlights and this shows that though they look like princes, they look like gods themselves who have come down from heaven, but still why have they come here on foot? Why don't they have their vahanas? Why don't they have their chariots? And so on. So Janaka further questions. Vishwamitra replies. परस्परस्य सदृशौ प्रमाणेङ्गितचेष्टतैः काकपक्षधरौ वीरौ श्रोतुमिच्छामि तत्त्वतः. Kakapaksha is another name, you can say, like a very famous hairstyle, which in certain movies also you can see. Those kings or princes, they will also have that Kakapaksha. So wherein hair falls on the side of our head and it just gets turned about. Even women also, I think we have few haircuts also, we do it that way, right? But of course that is on purpose. We cut our hair purposely that way, just so that that hair falls on the sides of our head. That is another thing. This is for Rama. It is Rama as well as Lakshmana. It was natural. The curly hair used to fall on their side heads and used to form a very nice shape. So now this verse also, if you see, this verse number 21 also has been asked by Janaka only. It's not of Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra's reply is next. Okay. तस्य तद्वचनं श्रुत्वा जनकस्य महात्मनः न्यवेदयन् महात्मानौ पुत्रौ दशरथस्य तौ. So 21 also is the question of Janaka only. 22 is where Vishwamitra tells that they are the sons of Dasharatha. With this sarga ends. Sarga number 51. Shatananda talks about Vishwamitra. Who is Shatananda? Shatananda is the royal priest of Janaka. He talks about Vishwamitra now. गौतमस्य सुतो ज्येष्ठः तपसा द्योतितप्रभः रामसन्दर्शनादेव परं विस्मयमागतः. Who was Shatananda? Shatananda was the eldest son of sage Gautama, and he was very happy on seeing Rama. अपिते मुनिशार्दूल मम माता यशस्विनी दर्शिता राजपुत्राय तपोदीर्घमुपागता. Now Shatananda was the son of Gautama and Ahalya. So when he got to know that he had known that Ahalya, who was in the form of a who had got a curse, and she will be freed by Rama. So immediately, first question when he sees Rama, he is very happy, and he asks, "Did you see my mother?" Because he was longing for his mother to be freed from the curse. Apirame Mahateja Mama Mata Yashaswini Vanyairupaharat Puja Pujarhe Sarvadehina. Did she worship? And so on. So once she is free from the words, didn't she worship you by whatever things are there in the forest, like fruits, roots, flowers, and so on? So all this Shatananda is questioning. So basically, he is very happy about Rama. Now, little he tells about Vishwamitra. Achintya karma tapasa brahmarshir atula prabaha Vishwamitra mahateja vetsenam paramam gatim. He tells further that Vishwamitra has done all kinds of sacrifices beyond imagination. He became a Brahma Rishi. Earlier, Vishwamitra was a king. Then later he became Brahma Rishi. Now and then, so basically all this is he's telling Rama, Shatananda is telling Rama that Vishwamitra is an apt guru that you have got in life. So you see, blessing, now here again this incident you have in Tilakacharya, Govindacharya's commentary, wherein they stress a bit about one's guru in life. So getting a guru, first of all, getting a guru is difficult. Secondly, getting a good guru is very, very important. This is something which is not everyone is blessed with. So getting a guru is fine, but getting the right guru is very, very important. Like here in the case of Vishwamitra, whatever he learnt or whatever he knew, everything he was ready to share with Rama, whatever knowledge he had. Such should be a guru. Whereas you see some people, if they know 10 things, they will tell you only 5 things because they are afraid. If I tell you everything, then tomorrow he'll also become great like me, I will lose my place. It should never be like that. To find a guru in life, it is said that even you can find God, but finding the right guru is very, very difficult. And if you have to reach God, it will happen only through guru. Therefore, guru's importance is very, very there, very, you can say, very apt in our tradition. That's the reason we celebrate Guru Purnima, we celebrate Teachers' Day, everything. We don't miss out an occasion to celebrate and worship gurus. So, getting a guru in life is very, very, you can say, it's a blessing that we have to get. That too, the right person. Right person is very important. You will find gurus everywhere, and I will teach you this, I'll tell you this. That happens everywhere. But then getting the right person, and the right person should be able to guide us, teach us properly. And we should also feel interested in that. That is very important. We also should have an attraction towards a person. Otherwise, it never helps. So, getting the right guru in life is very, very important, irrespective of how much the person is learned, what is the age of the person, what is the gender of the person, what are the skills that the person has. All such things should never be considered for a guru. Like in the case of Vishwamitra here, Vishwamitra was earlier a king. Only later, in fact, he had so much of fights with Vasishta. Then finally Vasishta only became his guru, and ultimately he became a Brahmarshi. So here now we must not discriminate thinking that now there are so many other sages who are sage from day one. But in the case of Vishwamitra, he was actually a king, then he became a sage. So little he might have some qualities of a sage that are less. That is never the case. In fact, Vishwamitra, even though he became a sage later, he became a Brahma Rishi. That is, he attained more knowledge. So here again there should be no discrimination at all. That should be done. Earlier this person was a king, now he has become a sage. How come? This should never be done. So Shatananda highlights this to Rama, saying that you are under the control, or you are under the, you can say, under the guidance of the right person always. So whenever you get the right person in life, and Shatananda further in the commentaries it is mentioned that Shatananda to some extent, it's not that he tries to only pull Rama and tell the Vishwamitra is very good, Vishwamitra is very good. It's not like that. Rama himself could feel itself. Feel at that time it seems that I am under the right person, or he used to feel very happy. That's the reason it may not be only a guru, but when you spend time or when you learn from a right person, you feel like you're under the, you're, you can say, the company of the right people, because you learn the right things. There is nothing which the person tends to hide and so on. Whereas we look at a few people only, we feel that no, some things this person is hiding, or maybe wrong things the person is telling. We can make out, right? So that doesn't happen when you find the right person in life, because when you find the right guru, they will always guide us on the right path only. They will always tell you what exactly has been told before. And secondly, always note that whenever we get a guru, now a guru, if I say now, if we are talking about the Ramayana, it's not that I am inventing my own Ramayana, right? And all of you also know the story of Ramayana. What is the purpose of a guru then? Guru is not needed, right? You have God. Everyone knows what is God. I am also worshipping the same God. All of you also worshipping the same God. Shankaracharya, gurus like Shankaracharya and everyone was worshipping the same God. What is the difference between you and me? That is us and Shankaracharya then. Why do we revere him as a guru? Anyone can answer?
Madam, you are the mediator who is the mediator between God and us.
He was a mediator between God and.
Guru is the mediator between God and not our. Because the teaching, who is getting us, us towards God,
Hmm.
was telling them only by the Guru.
Correct. So basically, as he tells, a mediator by God and a mediator between God and me. That is Guru. Okay. What else?
Guru is guiding and motivating us go in the right path.
Guru is guiding and motivating us. Okay.
Motivating everything, go in the right path.
Okay. Right path. Okay. What else?
Madam,
Guru is explaining the inner meaning of the things which we are not aware of. Like I read Ramayana, I don't know much. I just go through the text.
Mm.
So Guru is explaining what are these things like you are explaining us. So what is that? Why this is and how it is.
Okay. So basically, Guru explains in detail, so it becomes easy to understand.
she is divine in everybody, every human being.
Okay.
And madam,
Guru is a realized soul. So
Guru
he
is?
knows God. He has realized soul. He has seen the God. So it's easy for him to explain.
Okay. What else?
and madam, God has made three things. One, the mother,
Mm.
when child, when God was not always present. Second, a doctor, who takes care of everything in place of God.
Mm.
And the Guru.
Okay. Okay. So these are all different answers that all of you give. Shatananda also, to some extent, everything was right. So Shatananda here, he tries to highlight the same thing and he tells Rama that Guru is, you have got a Guru in the form of Vishwamitra, you also have Vasishta as your Kula Guru, family priest, and he has been guiding Dasharatha and all your previous ancestors. He will also guide you in future. So now Vishwamitra you have got, he is the right guidance. So basically here he highlights, so the importance of Guru you can see is now, like I gave a very good example, you have the Ramayana in front of you, as Rajendra Kumar ji said, you have the Ramayana. For all of us, why do we go to school? There's no reason to go to school, right? It is the same book, the teacher is also opening the book and she is going to explain. You are also opening the book and you are going to read. Teacher knows to read, you also know to read. Teacher knows to write, you also know to write. What is the need for the teacher then? Why do we have to go to school? One is for the sake of a certificate that you have cleared. Class 1, class 2, class 3, that is one thing. But that certificate you can get even from outside somewhere, right? You have so much of distance, this, that. What is the need of going to a school? The reason is, why do all of us go to school? The school, or earlier times it was Gurukula, whatever it is. The reason is, everything is there around us, but we are not, you can say, our eyes are not fully open, we are not able to grasp what is there. If you want, I can just read and move about, but only when someone comes and tells us in an easy way, someone guides us in the right path, someone tells us, you can say, the meaning that is there between the lines, only then we are able to understand it in the right way. So this is the need of a guru. And here Shatananda, he highlights the same thing to Rama. He says that that's the reason why a guru is very, very important, and this is why all our, you can say, be it incarnations of gods or be it kings, whoever it is, they always had a guru. Krishna had Sandipani, Krishna had Gargacharya, so many gurus. Rama had gurus Vishwamitra, Vasishta, and that is the reason during his Vanavasa also he went and worshipped so many gurus, so many great sages on the way, right? So what was the reason for that? During his Vanavasa, he went and met so many people. So Bharadwaja, Valmiki, it is said that he met even Valmiki, Sharabhanga, Agastya, so many people he went and met. So if he wanted, he could have just spent his life in the forest, right? With Sita and Lakshmana, he could have just sat there, just enjoyed himself. If some Rakshasas came, he could have fought with them and just eaten fruits, roots, whatever he got, and so on. He did not know that, do that. In fact, he spent a lot of time in the forest visiting people, visiting sages, learning from them. So, through the life stories of all these people, the importance or the significance of a guru is mentioned or can be seen. Or even we have great gurus, I told you, like Adi Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya. Why do we have some certain such gurus like this? And even today we can see the Guru Parampara that is taking place. Guru Parampara, we have acharyas of different lineages. So why they are there? So this itself shows the importance of Guru, and the importance of Guru has been highlighted by Shatananda to Rama and Lakshmana when they talk about the greatness of Vishwamitra. Further, नास्ति धन्यतरो रामो त्वत्तन्यो भुवि कश्चन गोप्ता कुशिकपुत्रस्ते येन तप्तं महत्तपः. He says that Rama, there is no one more fortunate in you than you, because you have got Kushika Putraha, son of Kushika, that is Vishwamitra, as your guru. So there is no one more fortunate than you. So he assures Rama, and thus Rama feels that it's a great blessing to be under the guidance of Vishwamitra. Next sarga. Sarga 52.
Kushika, what you written that slide?
Kushika's son.
That slide will show that is
You want to see that slide? One second.
No, not this. Rama, son of Kushika, that is Vishwamitra. Okay, okay. Vishwamitra is son of Kushika.
Ah. Okay. Then further. Now here you have the story of Vishwamitra little. Vishwamitra little once when he visits Vasishta's hermitage, how he had greeted, how Vasishta had greeted Vishwamitra, that story comes in. So it's like a middle story. You can consider this how Shatananda, when he was talking about Vishwamitra, so the topic continues. We get to know more about Vishwamitra. So this was when Vishwamitra visits Vasishta's ashrama. फलमूलेन भगवद्विद्यते यत्तवाश्रमे पादेन च मनीयेन भगवद्दर्शनेन च सर्वदा च महाप्राज्ञ पूजाहेन सुपूजितः गमिष्यामि नमस्तेस्तु मैत्रेणेक्षस्व चक्षुषा. So now King Kushika, so at this time Vishwamitra was a king, and he tells Vasishta that thank you for all the offerings that you have done. You have honored me very well, you have washed my feet and so on. Now I shall leave now, I'll come later. Vasishta, he requests Kamadhenu. So he had this, so this is an incident of Kamadhenu, how King Kaushika, he gets attracted towards Kamadhenu, which was a wish-fulfilling cow. So all the king Kaushika, that is Vishwamitra, had come with all his companions. So Vasishta wanted to offer them food and so on. So he tells, Yehi shabale kshipram shrunucha pivacho mama sabalasyasya rajarshe kartum vyavasitosmyaham bhojanena maharhena satkaram samvidhatswami. So Shabala is another name for Kamadhenu. So Kamadhenu, this is like, you can say, generalized term. Kama is desires, Dhenu cow. So you can say like the wish fulfilling or the desire fulfilling cow. That is Kamadhenu. Her name was Shabala. So then Vasishta calls the cow and says that this royal saint has come, Brahmarshi has come, Kaushika, so you make the necessary food arrangements and everything. रसेनान्नेन पानेन लेह्यजोषेण संयुतम् अन्नानां निचयं सर्वं सृजस्व शबले त्वर. So he says quickly, all kind of food items for drinking, tasting, sipping, everything you make. Now what is drinking, tasting, sipping? Why this has been highlighted separately? Water we drink. Tasting, pickles or something, chutneys also we just taste, right? Taste in the sense the quantity would be little. You will not take a full bowl full of pickle. We don't do that. We just take small quantity. Sipping is like maybe like a juice or so, wherein the quantity will not be much. Maybe you have a glass or maybe one more, right? We don't drink it. We don't gulp it in one go. Or maybe juice, or you can consider any liquid like maybe a sambar or dal, something like that, wherein we don't drink it in one go. It will be liquid, but maybe you mix it with some food dish or eat, maybe you drink it in small quantities. That is sipping. So lehya choshnena samyutam. So all these different kinds of food. Vasishta tells a cow to make it ready. At that time, King Kaushika sees all this, and then he asks Vasishta that you please give me this cow, Shabala. नातं शतसहस्रेण नापि कोटिशतैर्गवां राजन् दास्यामि शबलां राशिभिरजतस्य च. So at that time Vasishta replies that you give me 100,000, 100 crore cows, silver, anything, but I am not going to give this cow Shabala. Now Vishwamitra tries to lure Vasishta, saying that I'll give you this, I'll give you that, but nothing. हैरण्यक्षाग्रैवेयान् सुवर्णान् कुशभूषितान् ददामि कुञ्जरांस्तेषां सहस्राणि चतुर्दश. He says, I'll give you 14,000 elephants with gold around their body and give you a lot of gold. Vasishta is not ready for anything. Further he says, हैरण्यांनां रथानां च श्वेताश्वानां चतुर्युजां ददामि ते शतान्यष्टौ किङ्किणी कविभूषितान्. Further he says, I'll give you 800 chariots of gold. They'll all have bells, each chariot with 4 white horses. So a lot of offers like this he makes. Vasishta is not ready for anything. Still it continues. Yes.
800 there he is talking of in the previous sloka, but where is it mentioned in Sanskrit there? Here, 800 chariots.
One second.
Dadami te shityanyastav. Acha, shatanyastav.
Yes.
Got it.
Shatani ashtav, shatani ashtav. Okay. So basically in Sanskrit now you can also note one thing. Sometimes when the language you notice, they will not write the word directly. For example, Shatani Ashtav, here this is still simple. For 14, instead of writing Chaturdasha, many places it will be Navapancha or Panchanava, 5 and 4. So mainly when Rama goes for Vanavasa, at that time in the later you will have Navapancha Varshani. This will be the reference. So basically this is like to add to the poetic beauty. That's the only reason why it is used in such a way, why it is written in such a way. There is no other reason for this. But still, such references are made till date in the Ramayana, wherein instead of directly writing the number 14, Chaturdasha, they will make some references, Navapancha, or maybe Ashta Shat. Such references are also made. That is 9 plus 5, 8 plus 6, and so on.
Meaning also not given word by word, overall English meaning.
Yes, correct. हयानां देशजातानां कुलजानां महौजसां सहस्रमेकं दश च ददामि तव सुव्रत. So basically you don't need the word by word meaning also. It's quite easy, right? You can look at that, you can make it. So here now next, Sahasram ekam dasha. Ekam dasha you see. Dasha 10, ekam 1. So 10 plus 1, 11. Next he says that I give you 11,000 horses of good breed who are born in Kulajanam Mahojasam. Desha Jatanam. So basically you can consider like foreign breeds also. So those who are born in foreign countries or good countries of good breeds. So very strong horses. Nana Varana Vibhaktana Vayastanam Tadaiva cha Tadamyekam Gavam Kotim Crore Shabaladiyatam Mama. He says, I will give you 1 crore young cows of various colors, but you give me Nana Varana, many colors, but you give me this one Shabala. Vasishta is not ready for anything. Adho moola kriya sarva mama rajanna samshayaha bahuna kim pralapena nadasye kamadohinam. He says that I don't want anything. You give me anything. Why you are speaking all this and wasting your time? I will never give this wish fulfilling cow. So you don't waste your time in doing all this. I don't need it at all. So this is what he says. With this sarga ends. Next sarga. Kaushika is very angry in spite of giving so many offers. Still, if Vasishta is declining, now next step, he gets angry, he tries to take it by force. न बलं क्षत्रियस्याहुः ब्राह्मणो बलवत्तरः ब्रह्मन् ब्रह्म बलं दिव्यं क्षत्रात्तु बलवत्तरम्. Now, though a kshatriya possesses physical strength, a brahmin also possesses good strength. Or you can say like great strength, and his strength will be divine because of lot of sacrifices, lot of mantras and everything that he is exposed to. That too, Vasishta is a very great sage. So therefore, Vishwamitra in front of Vasishtha, his physical powers are going to be of no use. But still, he tries his best. Aprameya balam tobhyam natvaya balavattaraha Vishwamitro mahaviryaha tejastava durasadam. So, a conclusion is made that power of Vishwamitra is not greater than you in strength, your power is unequaled. Now, still Kaushika does not give up. Vishwamitra was not the one to give up easily. He says next, I will destroy Vasishta's entire hermitage, entire ashrama. Kaushika. Hataputra balodino luna paksha iva dvijaha hatadarpo hatotsaho nirvedam samapadyata. Vishwamitra fails. He could not do that. He had lost his entire army, sons and everything, and all his pride, confidence, everything had been shattered here. Now if you see here, now Vasishtha, because of his powers, he destroys all the armies, 100 sons of Kaushika, everything happens. And then even at that time, Kaushika, he prays to Lord Rudra. As you can see, he gets a lot of weapons, Dhanurvedam, signs of archery, everything he does. And he makes Vasishtha's hermitage free. Like barren in the sense, everything just goes away. Everything is barren around, no trees, no vegetation, no people. People have also run here and there because of the war that has taken place. So Kaushika does this, and at that time, now Vasishtha gets very angry. He retaliates, and that's when all the 100 sons are killed, and Kaushika becomes defeated. He doesn't know how to react, and he falls at the feet of. He reaches the forest. He asks for forgiveness and he leaves from there. Saputramekam rajaya palayeti niyojya cha prithivim kshatradharmena vanamevan vapadyata. So one son who was remaining, he was back in the kingdom. Luckily he did not come to fight. So that's the reason he escaped. So Kaushika goes and tells him that now you rule this kingdom as per the Kshatriya tradition. I am retiring to the forest. And he reaches the forest.
See, Kushika is different from Kaushika.
Kaushika is the name.
Kushika
Kushika is his father. Kushika's son Kaushika. Okay? Yeah. प्राप्य शास्त्राणि राजर्षिः विश्वामित्रो महाबलः दर्पेण महता युक्तो दर्पपूर्णो भवत्तदा. Now, Vishwamitra does a lot of penance, but then he was very, very proud. So, getting knowledge, but without wisdom and without the right attitude, that becomes useless, right? I have a lot of knowledge, but if I'm not ready to share it with others, or if I'm very proud about it, if I'm very haughty, I feel that only I know everything. Now here also, if I say now why this also has to be highlighted, I'll tell you. Now say for example, I am telling you about the Ramayana, about roughly 30 people, you come every Sunday and you listen to me. But if I am under the assumption that nobody else knows the Ramayana, only I know Ramayana, therefore maybe I keep taunting you all, you don't know anything, only I know everything, come and listen to me and so on, nobody will like it, right? Because there is no one here who doesn't know the Ramayana. Or just because you come and listen to one person doesn't mean that you don't know anything and the person who's telling is superior, right? So though maybe you want to listen and you have some respect, that's the reason all of you are quiet. Otherwise, if everyone starts speaking, it's of no use. But still, one person is speaking, all of you are listening to me, that doesn't mean that I am at a higher level, right? But if I develop that pride in me, then it's of no use, and that's where we lose the bond completely, and such a relationship does not last long. So maybe if I start becoming proud, maybe I start talking only about my greatness or what I do, I feel very proud, I know the Ramayana, all of you are under me, you have to come and listen whatever I say and so on. Maybe in the course of time, from 30 the number will go to 20, from 20 it might go to 10, and ultimately one day only I will be speaking, right? So pride is something which should never be there in anyone. So here Vishwamitra starts developing that pride. He goes to the forest, he realizes that let me do a lot of penance and everything, I will also get divine powers. But through his divine powers, his main attitude was of developing enmity. Because now why Vishwamitra became proud was because he had faced defeat. And for a Kshatriya to face defeat, there is nothing like that. It's as if death for the Kshatriya. Because fighting a war and getting defeat, even all of us also forget about a Kshatriya. In everyday life also, someone tells us something or insults us. It can be even a small insult. Someone tells you something, we feel very bad, right? And for a minute or so, what all thoughts come to our mind? I'll do this, I'll ensure that this person is brought down, and so on, right? Same thing happens with Vishwamitra. So he has that objective that no, I have to pull down this Vasishtha. He has insulted me, he has killed all my sons, and so on. So that is his main purpose of doing tapas here. So doing such kind of penance and tapas is useless. So it's not that he wanted to get wisdom, he wanted to learn something, or he wanted to do tapasya in the right way. It was not like that. He had this attitude of putting down Vasishtha. That was his main objective, and that is what brought about his end. And that's the reason why it didn't help him. So he became very haughty and pride, and he got a few weapons and everything. So, but still, even though he knew everything, he was very proud. आश्रमं चिरसमृद्धं यद्विनाशितवानसि दुराचारोऽसि तन्मूढ तस्मात् त्वं न भविष्यसि. So here further some of the sages, they come and tell Vishwamitra that you have destroyed it, and on account of your wickedness you are not going to live long. So this is what is the curse that they gave Vishwamitra. The sages who are there, or even Vasishtha also, he also tells this, because he had come and worshipped, he had come and destroyed the hermitage of Vasishtha. So that's where he feels now he is scared. And one second. So now this statement of verse number 27 has been told by the disciples of Vasishtha, because again after doing a lot of tapasya, Vishwamitra gets a lot of weapons, and again he puts an attack on Vasishtha's hermitage. So now all the disciples say that what you're going to do after killing all people and making the hermitage empty, nobody is nothing, you're not going to achieve anything, it was going to be useless only. And at that time Vasishtha, so it is like the second time that Kaushika comes and attacks. So he does little tapasya, he is on the way of becoming a sage, but still he is not fully attained. So he realizes the greatness. That is, he knows what exactly is true in life and so on. Again he comes and attacks Vasishtha. क्वचते क्षत्रिय बलं क्वच ब्रह्म बलं महत पश्य ब्रह्म बलं दिव्यं मम क्षत्रिय पांसन. Now Vasishtha was a great sage who had done a lot of tapas and so on. He had the knowledge of Brahman, Supreme. So at that time immediately he says that your what Kshatriya dharma, or what your Kshatriya powers will be in front of the powers of Brahman. Brahman is like supreme energy that I have got, what I have learned, so it is not going to last long at all. तस्यारत्नं गादिपुत्रस्य घोरमाग्नेयमुद्यतं ब्रह्मदण्डेन तच्छान्तम् अग्नेर्वेग इवाम्भसा. Now Vasishtha had a weapon called the Brahmadanda. It put down the Agni Astra that was released by Gadi's son. Gadi's son is Vishwamitra. Just like fire, you throw water on it, fire vanishes. Like that it happened. वारुणं चैव रौद्रं च ऐन्द्रं पाशुपतं तथा ऐशीकं चापि चिक्षेप कुपितो गादिनन्दिननन्दनः. Kaushika Vishwamitra is very angry. What all astras he knew, everything he started throwing. Varuna, Rudra, Indra and everything. तानि सर्वाणि दण्डेन ग्रसते ब्रह्मणः स्वतः तेषु शान्तेषु ब्रह्मास्त्रं क्षिप्तवान् गादिनन्दनः. Vasishtha, with the staff, with this dandam that he had, he swallowed all those weapons. Lastly, Vishwamitra throws the Brahmastra. तदप्यरत्नं महाघोरं ब्रह्मं ब्राह्मेण तेजसा वसिष्ठो ग्रसते सर्वं ब्रह्मदण्डेन राघव. All this Shatananda is telling Rama. So he says that, O Rama, O Raghava, Vasishtha had the powers of even swallowing the Brahmastra. So he ended up doing that too. And now Kaushika finally he realizes that Digbalam Kshatriya Balam Brahma Tejo Balam Balam Ekena Brahmadandena Sarvastrani Hatani Me. With this one Brahmadanda, now Brahmadanda is not just one staff, not just a stick. It is attained only by doing a lot of penance, lot of tapasya, knowing about Brahman and so on, which Vasishtha had done rightly. So now Kushika finally realizes that there is no use of all these other weapons when I am not able to do, when all these weapons are useless in front of this Brahmadanda. So at this time he realizes that knowing the Brahman, doing a lot of tapasya, that is the only way of destroying everything. That's the only way of attaining supremacy. So the real energy of a Brahmin or of a sage only is true. Therefore, there is no use of a kshatriya and different weapons at all. So this was the with this Kaushika, with this Vishwamitra realizes, and now he paves from a kshatriya, he tries to become a sage. That is, he does a lot of tapasya. Okay, till here is everything clear? Yes.
Yes, Lakshman.
Yes.
Yes.
Now next, with this we see it here. Next comes the story of Trishanku. Now, but still Kushika, if you see, one good thing that he had is he did not give up at all, because he wanted to win over Vasishtha, but for that it's not that he achieved or he did anything wrong, right? He was putting in a lot of efforts. Though he put a lot of weapons, this and that. He never went on the wrong way. Or he did anything like a cheating or something of that sort. No, he was putting in proper sincere efforts. That's when Vasishtha tells that you have done a lot of tapasya and so on. So this will ensure that you become a Rajarshi. And this is, you have attained the qualities of a Rajarshi. So you, from today onwards, you will be known as a Rajarshi. Chita Rajarshi lokaste tapasa kushikatmaja anena tapasa tvam to Rajarshi ridi vidmahi. But still, he is not yet satisfied. He hung his face with shame, anger and so on. विश्वामित्रोऽपि तच्छ्रुत्वा किञ्चिदवाङ्मुखः दुःखेन महता विष्टः समन्युरिदमब्रवीत्. And still he is not satisfied with this padavi, with this title of Rajarshi. He says, tapascha sumahattaptam rajarshiriti mam viduhu deva sarshigana sarve nasti manye tapah phalam. He says that I have done intense austerities, penance. Still people know me only as a Rajarshi, not a proper Rishi. So that means my penance has not yet got fruit. I have to put in more efforts. He goes back. Then at that time, Trishanku. Now Trishanku is said to be belonging to the same Surya Vamsha only. And he comes to Vasishtha. And he says, Tasya buddhi samutpanna yajeyamiti raghava gaccheyam swasharirena devana paramam gatim. So, now all this story is being told by Shatananda to Rama. So that's the reason why here, O son of the Raghus, Raghava, such name is being told. So first this Trishanku, this person goes and approaches Vasishtha, and he tells that I want to go to heaven, but in my physical body. Usually people go to heaven only after death. So only the soul reaches heaven. You cannot go with your body. But this person wants to go with his body. Vasishtha says it is not possible, leave from here. Savasishtam samahuya कथयामास चिन्तितम् अशक्यमिति चाप्युक्तः वसिष्ठेन महात्मना. Vasishtha sends him away. Finally he goes to Vishwamitra. Trishanku had heard recently about Vishwamitra. He is doing severe tapasya, this, that. He has got the padavi of Rajarshi. So he feels that surely he will help me. प्रत्याख्यातोऽस्मि गुरुणा गुरुपुत्रैस्तथैव च अन्यां गतिं गमिष्यामि स्वस्ति वोऽस्तु तपोधनाः. So now what happens is that if you look at the son, after Vasishtha, he goes and approaches the sons of Vasishtha. So they tell that it is not being possible. So they also drive him away. So at that time Trishanku says that Pratyakhyatosmi Guruna. He says the sage also rejected me, his sons also rejected. So now I'll go in some other way. So meaning he was very, very, you can say, very haughty, very pride that anyhow I want to attain this. It was impossible. Still the person doesn't understand. He still keeps talking about the same thing. So the sons of Vasishtha, they curse him. Rishiputra sutachutva vakyam ghora visamhitam shefu paramasankruddha chandalatvam gamishyasi. They curse him, saying that be a Chandala. Chandala is not a very pleasant personality. Very, you can say, like dirty, or like a so-called, you see when you go to these pilgrimage places and all, though people say belonging to a low class in the sense not very tidy to look at, like a robber kind of a person, dacoit, such an attitude, that is Chandala. So it's not that they're actually robbers or so, but when you go to these pilgrimage places, you can see a few people, right? They're not very pleasant to look at. Maybe their hair would have grown long and so on. So it's not it's not sadhus also, but very dirty, not a very pleasant personality, and doing whatever comes their way, maybe eating rubbish on the roadside and everything. So not a full human being. Finally, Trishanku comes, he meets Vishwamitra. एको हि राजा काकुत्स्थ जगाम परमात्मवान् दह्यमानो दिवारात्रं विश्वामित्रं तपोनिधिम्. Finally, the king walking day and night here and there. Trishanku, this king reaches Vishwamitra. प्रत्याख्यातोऽस्मि गुरुणा गुरुपुत्रैः सथैव च अनवाप्यैवं तं कामं मया प्राप्तो विपर्ययः. Rejected by my guru. Now Trishanku, he belonged to same to Rama's clan, so his guru was also Vasishtha. So rejected by him and his sons. What he got was a curse that he has to turn into a Chandala. This was a disaster to him, and his wish also could not be fulfilled. Vishwamitra is very angry. He says, how this can be done? Now Vishwamitra, he was a king, and more than that, he was putting in a lot of efforts to do tapasya. So when things were not being achieved the way he wanted, and he was also a short-tempered person, so he says that how come that too already he had an enmity towards Vasishtha. So when a person came and told that no, Vasishtha had not helped me, it was like adding more fuel to the fire, right? So he got still angry, and he tells Trishanku that I promise you I will send you to heaven in your physical body only. Let me see. Because here another thought that came to the mind of Vishwamitra was, if I do this, I will become greater than Vasishtha. Vasishtha could not do that. He rejected this request of Trishanku. If I do that, I will get a higher status. So this was another thought in the mind of Vishwamitra. So then what happens is, Vishwamitra, he tells Trishanku, Gurushapakritam rupam yadidam dvai vartate anena saharupena sashariro gamishyasi. To your present physical body only, you will ascend to heaven. I will do that. हस्तप्राप्तमहं मन्ये स्वर्गं तव नराधिप यस्त्वं कौशिकमागम्य शरण्यं शरणागतः. So now further, Vishwamitra is also looking at the way he speaks. We know that he is very proud. He says that you have come, you've taken refuge in Vishwamitra, you've asked him for help. Now he is your protector, and now within few minutes or so you are going to reach heaven. Don't worry on that at all. And further, Vishwamitra is very angry when he knew that Vasishtha's sons had cursed Trishanku. He curses them back, and he tells that because earlier he also remembers his earlier enmity when the sons of Vasishtha had attacked Vishwamitra during the war that they had. So he says, Ye dushayantya dushtam mam tapa ukram samastitam bhasmi bhuta duratmano bhavishyanti na samshayaha. All of them will be reduced to ashes. अद्यते कालपाशेन नीता वैवस्वतक्षयं सप्तजातिशतान्यैव मृतपः सन्तु सर्वशः. So very terrible curse he gives them. They shall be brought to the abode of Yama, and for about 700 births or so they will feed on dead bodies. So this is the curse that he gives them. महोदयस्तु दुर्बुद्धिः मामदूषं ह्यदूषयत् दूषितः सर्वलोकेषु निषादस्त्वं गमिष्यति. Now who is Mahodaya here? Can anyone guess? Who is Mahodaya here? Anyone?
Vishwamitra.
Vishwamitra curses Mahodaya. Who is that?
Vasishtha.
Vasishtha, correct. So basically this is Vasishtha only. Mahodaya is a term of respect that is used here. But here if you see Mahodaya, though he uses for Vasishtha, he cannot curse Vasishtha at all. So therefore Mahodaya is considered to be, you can say, like one of the sons of Vasishtha only. So though he had that in his mind, he could not curse Vasishtha, because Vasishtha was such a great sage, and Vasishtha had already humiliated and killed Vishwamitra. So Vishwamitra could not actually insult Vasishtha at all. So Mahodaya, if you see, is now for this reference you have to refer to the original Ramayana. There the answer is very very clear. Now here
Mahodaya
if
is respect, no?
Mahodaya is also respect, but here Mahodaya has been referred to one son of Vasishtha who was called Mahodaya. So in this context, Mahodaya is used as a proper noun. Okay, so Mahodaya in general you call for a person like respectfully you call them. That is also there, but here Mahodaya is actually someone who is respectfully called as one of the sons of Vasishtha. And even for Mahodaya, in some references, Mahodaya is also referred to Vasishtha himself also. So basically here, through this word Mahodaya, what they try to say is, like like Shekharji said, respectfully, when you call someone Mahodaya, so for Vasishtha he calls Mahodaya. That is also the reference. So if you refer to the original Ramayana, Sarga 59, you get this reference. So one you can read through Sarga 59, the original text I am seeing and I am telling you. So in this context, mostly Mahodaya, if you read through from verse 1, now here you see the verse is 20, from verse 1 onwards, if you read, Mahodaya is used for Vasishtha only, but then looking at the curse that was given to Mahodaya, Vishwamitra cannot curse Vasishtha. So therefore some people say that it is not Vasishtha, it can be for one of the sons of Vasishtha. So mainly you can consider someone belonging to the line of Vasishtha. So he curses everyone and says that he will be born in the line of Nishadas and he'll you can say a very bad life he will live and so on. So basically this was one of the sons of Vasishtha only you can consider. So new heaven is created. Ayam kushikadayado munif paramakopanaha yadaha vachanam samyak etat karyam na samshayaha agnikalpo hi bhagavan shapam dasyati roshitaha. So now this so people, everyone go about here and there, even those who even Vasishtha's sons, Vasishtha, everyone gets to know of this, that Vishwamitra is helping Trishanku. So they have a conversation amongst themselves and they say that this person is very high tempered, he will curse us also, we don't know what he will do, so let us keep doing our own things, let us go far away from here. पश्यमे तपसो वीर्यं स्वार्जितस्य नरेश्वर एष त्वां सशरीरेण नयामि स्वर्गमोजसा दुष्प्रापं सशरीरेण दिवं गच्छ नराधिप. So here now Vishwamitra tells Trishanku,
Trishanku was a king.
yes. So Trishanku, he was the same one who wanted to go to heaven. So there the king says that I will send you to heaven now, you be ready. So only you are the only person who is being sent to heaven with your physical body, nobody else is able to do this. And for this, because he was not able to go to heaven, Vishwamitra creates another heaven, it seems, for Trishanku.
That is called Trishanku Swargam.
Yes, Trishanku Swargam, correct. स्वर्गोस्तु सशरीरस्य त्रिशङ्कोरस्य शाश्वतः नक्षत्राणि च सर्वाणि मामकानि ध्रुवाण्यथ यावल्लोका दरिष्यन्ति तिष्ठन्त्वेतानि सर्वशः मत्कृतानि सुरा सर्वे तदनुज्ञातुमर्हत. So here he says that this is the heaven for Trishanku, all these stars, everyone, like heaven, the same things Vishwamitra creates, and he tells that Trishanku, you can ascend to this heaven and you live here. Now here, with this Trishanku goes up and Vishwamitra, he moves to another place. Now what's the next story? Let's have a look. Now in the case of Vishwamitra, what happens is that he had to face a lot of troubles in his way of tapasya. So sometimes some Apsara used to come, Menaka used to come and disturb him. Then for many years he used to be engrossed in material things, this, that, his tapasya used to be disturbed. So, but still, so every time he used to feel disturbed, his tapasya, whatever efforts he had put in, everything used to go waste, and then again he used to start from day one. So like this, lot of hindrances kept on coming in. Maghan vigna pravrittoyam dakshinamastito disham dishamanya pravatsyaham tatra tapsyamahe tapaha. So finally he moves about southwards, and there he feels that let me go to some other direction and I'll continue my tapasya there. प्रायश्चित्तं महद्येतन्नरं वा पुरुषर्षभ आनयस्व पशुं शीघ्रं यावत् कर्म प्रवर्तते. So now he tells, he was doing a great sacrifice. He tells people all around that you bring about either a beast or a man. So it was those times wherein people used to sometimes offer sacrifices, human or animal sacrifices. So he tells that you bring some man or human so that the sacrifice can be completed.
What sacrifice was that?
Sorry?
What sacrifice is that?
Normal, some sacrifice he does, and at that time, like a human or animal sacrifice has to offer. Been offered. Yes, yes. So at that time there was this king called Sunakshepa. There was a person and his son was this Sunakshepa. Now some people in some references it is given he is a sage, some references it's given it's a king. So now Uktavake Munau Tasmin Munipatnyam Tathaiva cha Shunashepa Swayam Rama Madhyamo Vakyam Abravit. So here the sage and his wife they get to know that for a sacrifice their son has to be offered. There were 3 children now, the elder son, middle and younger son. Now elder was dear to his father, younger was dear to the mother. So the middle one was not dear to anyone. This is what he feels, and he says that Pita Jeshtam Avikreyam Mata Chahakaniyasam Vikritam Madhyamam Manye Rajan Putram Nayaswamam. So he tells you take eldest son cannot be sold, mother says youngest son cannot be sold, so middle son you can take me. So with this sarga ends in wherein you have the sacrifice of Sunakshepa. So now if you see there are many other side stories that are there which Shatananda is telling. Now the king who was here, this king was actually Ambarisha, who was actually about to do this sacrifice. And at that time Vishwamitra he gives protection to Sunakshepa and his family members. So that is the story that comes in Sarga 62. So all these stories are being told. So basically the greatness of the stories of Vishwamitra are being told by Shatananda to Rama and Lakshmana. So here further he continues. Sunakshepa he prays. Namesti mata na pita nyatayo bandava kutaha tratumarhasi mam saumya dharmena munipongavaha. So he says that I don't have any of my relations, you only have to. You have to only protect me, you have to only guide me and so on. Tvammena yanathasya bhava bhavyena chetasa piteva putram dharmatmam sradumarhasi kilpishat. So he says that this sacrifice where I am going to be offered, so please save me from that because there is no one else to save me. So like this he asks, he tells Vishwamitra to help him. Vishwamitra says yes. Sarve sukritakarmana sarve dharma parayanaha pashubhuta narendrasya triptimagne prayachata. So now Vishwamitra he tells, he assures Surakshepa, he says yes I will save you. He tells his son, a few sons of him are remaining. Now already 100 sons were killed by Vasishta, few more were there in his kingdom who had luckily not come there, so they had escaped. So he tells that all of you become sacrificial animals for this king Ambarisha so that his sacrifice can be fulfilled and this person will be freed, thus you will also satisfy Agni. Katamatma sutan hitva trayasenya sutam vivo akaryamiva pashyama shvamamsa iva bhojane. Now at that time what happens is, giving your own son away and protecting someone else's son is something which is considered to be a sin, an act of sin. Your own son you are telling to get burned and you tell someone else's son, you are saving the life of someone else's son, how right this is. So it's like shashwamamsa, shashwamamsa, or you can say shwamamsa. Shwanaha is a word for dog. So it's like partaking or consuming the flesh of a dog. So that will be the sin that will be faced by you, tell the sons. So now again Vishwamitra gets angry, he curses his son, saying that like the sons of Vasishta, you also are going to feed on the flesh of dog. You are not listening to me. क्षमां सभोजिनः सर्वे वासिष्ठा इव जातिषु पूर्णं वर्षसहस्रं सो पृथिव्यामनुवत्सत. All of you are also going to feed on the flesh of dogs. हिमत्वगाते द्वे दिव्ये गायेता मुनिपुत्रक अम्बरीषस्य यज्ञेऽस्मिन् ततः सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि. So there, Sunakshepa, Vishwamitra tells, forget, don't do this. You do one thing and tell you a mantra, you chant this mantra, and after this you will achieve long life. Nothing will happen to you even in the sacrifice. So with this story ends in. And so like this, if you say this was also like a hindrance in the tapa of Vishwamitra. Again, someone comes, Sunakshepa comes in between, saying that you give me protection, you save me, and so on. So his tapasya is again disturbed. So again he had to start, and here he says that ahoratrapadeshena gata samvatsara dashan kamamoha vibhutasya vignoyam samupastitaha. Here he says that ahoratra, meaning night and day, I have wasted about 10 years. My lust in the sense someone comes and speaks to me, or the Sapsara Menaka came to divert me, and so on. So like this, different things have gone, and I have wasted a lot of time. Lot of obstacles, hindrance has been caused to my tapas. Sakritva naishtikim buddhim jetu kamo mahayishaha kaushiki dhiramasadya tapastepe sudarunam. He took a vow of celibacy, saying that I am not going to be distracted, diverted by anything or anyone, and he performs tapasya on the banks of the river Kaushiki. Finally, Brahma comes there and says, Maharshe swagatam vatsa tapaso grena toshitaha mahattam rishimukhyatvam dadami tava kaushika. Now here Maharshi, this title is given by Lord Brahma to Vishwamitra, saying that you have successfully done a lot of tapasya. Now finally you have got this title of Maharshi. So the want for this title from a Rajarshi to the Maharshi, the journey took a lot of time for Vishwamitra. He had to face a lot. So through the character of Vishwamitra, again a life lesson for all of us is not to give up, putting continuous efforts in spite of facing a lot of insults, a lot of problems, and hindrances like Menaka Apsara was being sent. That's not mentioned here in the Ramayana. Or Sunakshepa comes in, or Trishanku comes in. So all the while he was doing tapasya, a lot of hindrances came in, but still Vishwamitra did not give up, and finally he achieved what he wanted. Finally, now here Brahmana Shrutva. Now here it is actually Brahma, it is not Brahman. Brahma, it's a typing error. Brahmanassa vacha Shrutva sarva lokeshwarasya cha na vishanno na santishto Vishwamitra stapodhanaha. So basically, he was not overjoyed, at the same time he was not sad. So he was normal. Says okay. Brahma tells Vishwamitra, put in more efforts, but Maharshi Shabdamatulam Swarjitaiv Karma Vishwavaihi Yadime Bhagavanaha Tatoham Vijitendriyaha. He says that though you have got this title of Maharshi, still you must put in a lot of efforts. Tamuvacha tato brahma natavat tattvam jitendriyaha yatastvam munishardula ityuktva tridivam gataha. He just tells one line saying that you have not conquered your senses yet. So again this was like a pricking needle for Vishwamitra. Someone tells that you have not achieved yet, again he will put in effort. So Brahma tells that you still put in efforts, you please do that. Saying so, he goes to heaven. Rambha comes now. Now seeing this, it was like, you can say, again Vishwamitra starts doing tapasya, saying Lord Brahma only has come and told me that I have to put in more efforts. So again he starts. At that time, Brahma comes there. Indra tells, now Indra is afraid. If Vishwamitra does a lot of tapasya, his position is in danger. So therefore he sends Apsara Rambha to distract Vishwamitra. Yanmam lobhayase rambe kamakrodha jayeshanam dashavarsha sahasrani shaili sthasyasi durpake. Vishwamitra curses Rambha, you have tried to distract me, you will turn into a rock and remain there for about 10,000 years. Kopena samahate jata popaharane krite indriyai rajitei rama nalebhe shantimatmanaha. Again Shatananda continues to tell Rama, thus again Vishwamitra lost all his powers due to anger. He had no peace of mind because he was not able to control his mind, control his senses, but still he does not give up. He intensifies. Babovasya manaschinta tapopaharane krite naiva krodam gamishyami nacha vakshe kadanchana. He resolved that I will not breathe a word also, I will not speak a word also, I will never get angry and so on. Further, अथवानोच्छवसिष्यामि संवत्सरशतान्यपि अहं विशोषयिष्यामि आत्मानं विजितेन्द्रियः. He says, I shall not even inhale for hundreds of years. I shall conquer my senses and dry up this body. So you can say, very difficult tapasya Vishwamitra decides to do. Finally, he becomes Brahma Rishi. So from Rajarshi, Maharshi, next Brahma Rishi. So basically, why Brahma had come to tell him that you have not conquered your senses yet is because Brahma wanted Vishwamitra to attain the status of Brahma Rishi. पूर्णे वर्षसहस्रे तु काष्ठभूतं महामुनिं विघ्नैर्बहुविरादूतं क्रोधोनान्तर आविशत्. So after about 1000 years or so, it is said that Vishwamitra became like a piece of wood. He was not affected by anything around, and anger, nothing entered his mind. So he had achieved his tapasya successfully. ब्रह्मर्षे स्वागतं तेस्तु तपसा स्म सुतोषिताः ब्राह्मण्यं तपसोग्रेण प्राप्तवानसि कौशिक. So at that time Brahma comes there and says that you have attained the title of Brahma Rishi by means of your intense tapasya. Now you have been successful. Vishwamitra, so now Vishwamitra realizes that even Vasishtha also is a Brahma Rishi because of this Brahma Dandam. If all of you remember, he was the one who had attacked me. So therefore, I will now first go and seek Vasishtha's help. Kshatra Veda Vidam Shreshto Brahma Veda Vidam Api Brahmaputro Vasishto sorry Brahmaputro Vasishto Mam Evam Vadatu Devataha Yadyayam Paramah Kamaha Krito Yantu Surarshavaha. So the son of Brahma, who is Vasishtha, he is knowledgeable in the Vedas and everything. He knows how to attack Kshatriyas. So he should come and he should call me Brahmarshi. This was his desire because he had a lot of enmity with Vasishtha. So he goes and he tells the Devatas that I want this desire, that the sage Vasishtha should address me as Brahmarshi. Finally he goes and meets Vasishtha. Tatah prasadito devair Vasishto japatam varaha sakhyam chakara brahmarshir evamastwiti chambraveet. Vasishtha lovingly calls Vishwamitra, you are a Brahmarshi now. As per your desire, as per the gods have given a blessing to you, I am addressing you as Brahmarshi. So now finally Shatananda tells that Esha Rama Manushreshta Esha Vigrahavam Sapaha Esha Dharma Paro Nityam Viryasya Esha Parayanam. So therefore Shatananda tells that this person whom you have got as a guru is not just a normal person at all. Though he had to face a lot in life, in many places he went wrong, but still he improved on that, and his journey from Rajarishi, Maharshi to Brahmarishi has been very, very successful, and ultimately with the same person whom he had developed a lot of enmity, Vasishtha, he also ended up calling him a Brahmarshi because of his intense tapasya. And now Vishwamitra only you got as your guru, so make the most of it. You are very, very lucky. सदस्यै प्राप्य च सदः शुद्रास्ते बहवो गुणाः अप्रमेयं तपस्तुभ्यम् अप्रमेयं च ते बलम् अप्रमेया गुणाश्चैव नित्यं ते कुशिकात्मज. Now Shatananda tells directly to Vishwamitra that all of your virtues, all the members who are sitting here, they have heard all that. Rama Lakshmana also know about your greatness. Your power is also great. So your virtues, your good qualities cannot be measured at all. Here you have some references with regards to the Gita. Now why this has been included is because this was a main...
Previous slide, 1 minute, madam. Now, he is ultimate repository of ascetic energy. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So here mainly why this has been included is because of this Vishwamitra was caught in the trap, and that stopped him from becoming a Brahmarishi. If those hindrances had not come, he would have attained the status of a Brahmarishi quite before. But he got attracted to Kamaha, desire, Krodhaha, anger, Lobhaha, he wanted. Mainly he had this thought in mind that I am only great. So when Vasishtha and Vasishtha's sons, they said that we cannot send Trishanku, at that time his attitude, his pride came in Lobhaha, I can do and show this. So these qualities or these three things, Kamaha, Krodhaha, Lobhaha, are only the three things that put a person
Krodha is anger, Kama is anger and Lobha.
Krodhaha is anger, Lobaha is like, you can say, being very proud, or again it is also a form of
Greed. Lobha is greed.
desire or greed. Correct. Lobaha is also greed. So greed, now in the case of Vishwamitra, what was the greed?
Jealousy.
What you're saying?
Vago. Get
Greed means jealousy.
Jealousy or greed. But now in the case of Vishwamitra, he was basically, what was his jealousy or greed? He wanted to attain over Vasishtha. So that was here his main desire. So that's when Vasishtha and his sons, they said that, like one incident, when they said that Trishanku will not be sent to heaven, immediately it struck in his mind, no, they cannot do, I have to do this. Or mainly, this is one incident you can consider. If you all want to consider as jealousy or greed, that is a mainly now Vishwamitra, he had all the riches in life, but except for Shabala he wanted. So greed for Shabala, you can consider the cow, or a bit jealous of Vasishtha. He was a Brahma Rishi, so I also want to attain that. So that was his main attitude. So that can be considered in the sense of jealousy or greed. That is also there. So in the case of Vishwamitra, mainly it was not.
Lobha generally it is called greed or jealousy, or in this context?
No, generally it is used for greed or jealousy, but then depending on the context, we have to look at the meaning. Now here, if you see for Vishwamitra, it's not that he wanted to attain something. He was not greedy for money. He was not, you can say, jealousy was only with Vasishtha's powers. He was not actually jealous of Vasishtha also as a person. He was jealous of Vasishtha's powers that he had of a Brahma Rishi. That is the reason, in spite of facing so much also, he put in efforts to attain the title of Brahma Rishi. He was not happy with Rajarshi, he was not happy with Maharshi, he wanted that Brahma Rishi that was there. So depending on the context, slightly you can consider the change in the meaning, but originally Lobaha means greed, jealousy.
That means beware of the trap in life, means you have to get out of kama, krodha, lobha.
Yes. Because that is the only thing that...
Get out of all things, get rid.
The actual word is Krama, Krodha, Labha, Lobha also. That is
Lobha.
even greed as well as profit, Labha. These four are things which are the bodily demands which you should be avoiding. That's what it says. Krama, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Labha.
Labha, at least in this reference, it is not there.
Labha means what we said?
Labha is actually profit, but that is not included in the Shadripuhu. Shadripuhu, 6 enemies also.
It is about 3 gunas.
Gunas, correct. So that is moha, that is there. So Labha is actually, now as Ravi Shankar ji said, Labha in some references, it is given as Labha. Then Labha, usually we must always take it in a good context. Labha is actually profit, right? Labhuna we say. Now mainly being beneficial to us. So that is usually, of course in few texts it is, Labha is looking at everything, what will I get out of this, what will I get out of this, this attitude is wrong. So in that sense, if you use whatever I put in, out of each thing that I put, I have to get some fruits, good results, in a good, if you are overly, you get, you can say engrossed in that or caught in that, then Labha will be, you can say dangerous. Now here also, Kamaha, Krodha, Lobaha, when they say beware of this trap, and why Krishna also, why the Gita reference is mentioned here, like in the case of Vishwamitra, he got attracted towards...
Moha means?
Wait, let me finish, then you ask towards the end. So, Kamaha, Rambha came in, he got attracted towards her. Krodhaha, he got angry. Sunakshepa, sacrifice, he got angry, or at Vasishtha, he got angry. So, anger was in every point. Lobhaha, he was jealous or greedy, you can consider. Or mainly, you can say he wanted to surpass Vasishtha. So, looking at Vasishtha, he wanted to attain that status. Or mainly, it was like to show Vasishtha how great I am, and so on. But now, we have to always be careful. Now this 3 also, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, nobody here can say that I don't have Kama, I don't have Krodha, I don't have Lobha, right? Or even all the enemies, or even Moha, like he says lust. Nobody can say that. Or in fact, if you don't have Kama, or if you don't get angry, in certain instances you have to get angry, otherwise there is no other way. Even if a child does something wrong, you tell him in a good way, still if the child doesn't listen, you have to get angry. If you don't get angry, that means the child feels that what he does wrong is also correct. So at that time, in that particular situation, Krodhaha is correct, but not in other times. Kamaha, being affectionate towards things, or maybe to our own wife, or our own husband, or our own children, their Kamaha or desires. Desires is now, you might have a desire, I must study the entire Ramayana. This is a good Kamaha, this is a good desire. But maybe you have desire for some other things, or Kamaha towards maybe someone else's partner, or maybe to things that are not needed at all. Maybe to you have a car, still you want kamaha, you desire 10 cars or so, that is wrong. So the right context is very, very important. Lobaha also, now certain people, jealousy or greed, let us not consider that way, but you can say like a passion. Now he is doing that. Now say for example, I look at someone and says that no, he is studying the Ramayana very well. I also have this desire. Like him, I should also be able to do, right? So that is in a good way, saying that we keep someone as a target or a goal, and no, he is able to do that. I should also be able to do. Like for example, say I give you a challenge. I will tell you that 5 chapters of the Gita I know by heart. Who knows it by heart? You come and chant in front of me, right? So this is something which is very, very, this lobaha is in a good way that happens. So therefore, depending on the context, it's not that originally the values itself, or values or these feelings that are there, kamaha, krodha, lobaha, it's not that they are wrong. If they are wrong altogether, then none of us human beings will not have this. This is a part of human nature, right? Kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsarya, and so on. Everyone has them. But to what extent we use it and in what context we use, that is very, very important. Right? So therefore, always whenever you study something, in the case of Vishwamitra, no, it was totally wrong, kama, krodha, lobha, because he went on the wrong path. But still, he was lucky enough, he came back on the right track. In the case of all us human beings, kama, krodha, lobha, these things are going to be there. Nobody can say that I am free of that. If it is altogether 100% wrong, then human beings should not be given this quality at all, right? But all of us have kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, everything is there. All negative qualities are there. In fact, more than positive things, negative qualities are there. But to what extent and in which situation they should be used, that is in our hands. So therefore, we have to be very, very careful. So here why it is mentioned, beware of the trap. That is, do not get over engrossed. Attachment, or to a certain level, it is human nature, all these qualities are going to be there. But to what extent it should affect us and where it should be used, that is in our hands. Okay, so today time is up. Let us stop here.